The Google Pixel 9 is still fresh off the presses, and it's very much comparable to the Galaxy S24. They are in the $800 area and both are cut-down version of their respective flagships. So which one comes with more bells and whistles? Which one is the better phone to buy? Or just for show, how do they compare to each other at all? Both the Galaxy S24 and the Pixel 9 have adopted this flat side style, with frames that kind of remind us of the modern iPhone design. Google still has the camera bar on the back, but it's more like a flat pill shape instead of a visor-like structure. Still, it's kinda bulky and an eyesore, or you may like it, the community is divided on that. The Galaxy S24 on the other hand went much more minimalist with the design, and it has these 3 protruding rings which look cleaner to me. Again though, if you like this, you like this, I won't kink shame. But in general, I like how the Galaxy S24 feels in the hand. We'll have the specs down here, but it feels thinner and it feels slightly lighter. Also, the Pixel's frame has this beveled edge, which makes it feel softer to the touch, but it's also a bit more slippery maybe? The S24 has a sharp edge where the frame ends, so it feels grippier. On the front we have a 6.3-inch screen on the Pixel 9, 6.2 inches on the S24. They are 120Hz AMOLED panels, they look fantastic. When it comes down to it, the Pixel 9 screen can get brighter, noticeably brighter. On the flip side, the Galaxy S24 can get darker, it falls below 1 nit on the minimum brightness, which is something that sensitive users will appreciate when using it by the bedside. Their color calibration is also very similar, they both look excellent. If you look at them side by side, the S24 has a bit more of a yellow-greenish cast, the Pixel 9 is slightly more magenta, but that's only visible when directly comparing them. And both will have at least a couple of color calibration options, so you can set it to taste, if you want punchy AMOLED colors or more grounded and realistic colors. The performance here, look, there's no beating around this bush. The Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 for Galaxy in the Galaxy S24 just smokes the Tensor G4 inside the Pixel 9. In raw benchmarks, the Tensor feels like a mid-range processor or an older processor. And Google is kind of fine with that. To this day it markets the Tensor chip as one that has special NPU cores to help the Pixel with its AI tasks, and not specifically for raw processing power. And we were fine with that in the past because Pixel phones had a lower price to begin with. A $16 Google flagship with all the exclusive Google Assistant features, a great camera, but slightly underpowered processor? Cool, sign me up, it's $600. But this year, Google is treading on premium territory with the Pixel 9 asking you to part with $800. That is the same asking price as a Galaxy S24. Google hopes that its new and exclusive AI features and the promise of 7 years of software updates may justify the price, but AI don't care when your phone doesn't have the performance of a 3-year-old iPhone. If I am hoping that it will survive these 7 years with all the AI feature drops and it will run fine, it had better have some hardware headroom. Also, Google didn't do itself many favors when it presented the new AI features with the Pixel 9 on stage, and then it said it wants to bring Gemini to all of Android, and then it used an S24 Ultra to show off some of the other features. Did I go off on a tangent? I did, but since we're talking about value, the Galaxy S24 comes with 3 cameras. It's the same setup as an S24 Plus and an S24 Ultra, but the Ultra has better sensors, obviously. But the core is here: ultra-wide, wide and telephoto 3x zoom cameras. The maximum zoom for the S24 can go up to 30x digital, the Pixel caps at 8x super zoom. It's fine, if you don't care about maximum zoom, I don't either. But I do like having that telephoto camera for portrait shots, it's just better. And Google also knows this because when you go into portrait mode on the Pixel, it immediately crops into a digital zoom with the main camera for better portrait framing. In fairness, the digital zoom of the Pixel 9 almost does a pretty good job at replacing an actual telephoto camera. But I still find snaps taken with the Galaxy S24's 3x lens to be slightly sharper and more realistic. And since we're talking cameras, here are some samples. Google has great computational photography and its cameras have wowed us since the Pixel 1 in 2016, but Samsung also has a rich history of making camera phones and developing both software and hardware for them. Both phones shoot excellent photos with sharpness, dynamics, colors and vibrancy. They do things their own way. Samsung sharpens more and exposes a bit more, the Pixel photos can have a warmer cast, but more realistic detail. It's all potato at this point. We will put a filter on it or use AI to auto-tune the image anyway. The bottom line is that both of these phones have great cameras. They both perform very well right now, but the Tensor G4 has us a bit worried about the headroom and future of this phone. They both look good and well put together, but this one is a bit of an acquired taste. The S24 feels slightly more compact. Out of the two, I'd recommend the Galaxy S24 for its value. But I can see how someone can like this design or be a fan of vanilla Android, or maybe they want all the new AI features and the promised feature drops in the future, so they might go for this. It's a pretty okay phone. It just has its niche. Let me know how wrong I am, like, sub, all of the things. Bye!